So, today we're going to talk about what I've learned from those further ahead of me. I just thought it was really important to share those lessons with you. And over the past few months, I feel like I've got much more clear on what those lessons are. So, just four things to go through. The first thing is that it didn't just work out for them. That's one thing I've really learned. So, it's so easy for us to look at people further ahead of us and think, oh, well, it's all right for them. It's just worked out for them. And what I can tell you, as somebody who has had quite a lot of success, I still look at people further ahead of me and think that just as a knee jerk reaction. It's not even a real thing. It's just what our knee jerk brain says to us. Even though I can look back and go, oh, hang on a minute. There have been so many ups and downs on the journey that I've been on to get here. Of course, to get to the next level, there's going to be the same thing. That is the logical answer. But we don't think about that, do we? We just think, oh, it's all right for them. It must have been smooth. It must have been easy. And that's why they're there and I'm not. Because sometimes we look at time as an element, and it could be that somebody didn't start out that much before us, but they've created so much more success that there's so much going on there. One, you don't really know how much success they've had. Two, it depends on the market conditions, just so many things. You don't know what their family life has been like. I just think that's really interesting. And especially when I go to London and I meet with other successful entrepreneurs who have created a lot more success than me, I see that so clearly. And the thing is, things are still not perfect for them right now. They're very honest about how things are not necessarily perfect for them right now and that the journey hasn't been perfect. You know what's interesting is I know that I share a lot of the bad stuff as well as the good stuff. To be honest, I probably share some of the bad stuff more, the problems that I've had, to help you not make the same mistakes. And part of me does wonder when I look at other people who teach business, when for them it's all, you need to do this, you need to do that, it's all rosy. Am I setting myself up to fail? Because does it not help my audience believe in my ability to help them? And maybe that is a thing, but I also have to do what's true for me. And I believe that true successful entrepreneurs are really honest about both sides of the coin. You know, they're not all talk about the success, but they actually talk about the struggles that they had as well, because it's through the struggles that we learn. And I think if you were to learn only the positive sides of something and not what the pitfalls could be, then you will make those pitfalls anyway, or you won't understand why you're doing some of the things that are being taught to you. Which brings me on to lesson 2. Even though those ahead of you have had some success, it doesn't mean to say that they've only got success now. It's not perfect. It's not a perfect journey. You know, I talk to other entrepreneurs who maybe they have a really successful business, but they'll also have a business that's not very successful. And honestly, just to hear that, just to know that, it just fills me with so much peace. Because even with Education Business Club, you know, it's been going for a few years. I haven't had time to focus on it properly. But I have this expectation of myself that, oh, it should be instantly successful because you've already created business success. And in my head, I look around and I think that's what other people expect too. They expect instant success, like the pressure is on. You're in the spotlight. And it's just really peace-giving to know that this is just normal, it's just part of the journey. And that those further ahead of you have also experienced that or are experiencing that at this time. You could have one business that's bringing in 7-8 figures and you could have another business that's in deficit. And that is just normal. It's just a normal thing. The third lesson is that competitors are not enemies. They're paving the way. So especially when you think about a competitor that's bigger than you in the marketplace, you can look at them and think, ugh, but I don't do that. We look at them and we go, wow, thank you for paving the way for my success. Thank you for showing me what does and doesn't work. Now, I'm not saying that they're going to sit down and say, oh, yes, I did this and that and I didn't do the other. But by the way they navigate things, you can pick up lessons from that as well. Why is it that this company don't do that when you're thinking about it? Does any company do that? Why might that be? Are we the ones who are willing to test that? What backup plan have we got if we were to do that? You can learn lessons just by looking at what they do and don't do. But I just think, some people say to me, they'll talk about a big competitor in the marketplace and they'll go, ooh, that competitor. And I just don't do that. I have such respect for other companies' journeys, other entrepreneurs' journeys, the hours they've put in, the experience that they've gained, the knowledge that they've got, even if they're not directly in my industry. I don't lead with this jealousy or wanting to bring them down or belittle them in public. It's just not the way I roll. And as far as I'm concerned, what I've learned from those further ahead of me, they don't do that. They don't do that. They look at everything as a learning opportunity and they're very respectful. And the fourth one then is your attitude towards the whole thing. Attitude is everything. You can't feel bitter about those ahead of you because you're putting more energy into that. I'm not feeling bitter. I'm feeling grateful that my larger competitors are showing me what is possible. They're showing me what's possible. And that's also helping me think, what else could be possible that's similar to that, but not the same? But it's making me think bigger than I might have done myself. So, yeah, I'm just respectful of that. And I try and go in with the right attitude, being grateful for the time and their knowledge. And even if I'm paying for it, which I usually am, to be fair, I do pay for a lot of mentorship or to be in groups where that mentorship comes around. And I'm in a group in London and it is peers. But to be fair, I feel like I get a lot out of that because there are a lot of people in there who really, really are successful. It helps me to know that when we're making decisions, that we're on the right path. So I hope those insights were helpful for you today, that you can take something from them and you can start thinking about what you can learn from those business owners who are further ahead of you.